Straight talk from Israel. You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
Hi everyone, this is Orly Benny Davis and this is from Jerusalem with Love. Today is June 2nd, 2021 and we are here in Israel, the Holy Land, the only Holy Land that God Almighty gave to the world, and Israel is its custodian, holy places and all. By the testimony of the Bible, the book of all books, the Old Testament that gave us, the Jewish people, the courage and the faith to do God's work. Today is a day that will be recorded in the history of the state of Israel, a day where a new president got elected in the Knesset, Honorable Yitzhak Buji Herzog, a day that I started blessing him on WhatsApp. He gracefully responded with Amen to my best wishes. I did take the occasion, of course, to send him a glorious picture of a Jewish synagogue where I told him it's time to build a great building for the Jewish people from all around the world on Mount Zion. And he replied in kind symbol. You all know the landmark are the sign of history, and today landmark of a new president symbolize the rebirth, a new beginning. May God bless him, the newly elected president of Israel, Mr. Yitzhak Buji Herzog. It's really amazing because today more than ever it's important that Israel, the state of Israel, and the state of the Jewish people to come to terms with a new government. We needed a time to tell if we make it today, if we form a new government, or Mr. Yair Lapid mandate is going to be expire at midnight, I think, and he's supposed to bring it to conclusion. However, my bets are that he's going to return it to the president because for some reason his heart is not there. I could see his body language today in the Knesset, and I saw the hardship that they have between them. Of course, they're all kind and wonderful, but you know what? Sometimes you have to do the right thing, even that it's against your ego. So we're going to go to a break and stay put, and we'll be back with more after this.
The return of the Jewish people to the land of Israel was prophesied in the Bible thousands of years ago and is coming true today. Shalom. Join me, Josh Wander, on Israel Unplugged. Listen in as we delve into the spiritual and physical aspects of the Jewish return to Zion. We'll discuss the biblically mandated, historic, and of course practical understandings of this incredible transition from exile to redemption. That's Israel Unplugged, every Monday on IsraelNewsTalkRadio.com.
And we are back. It's Orly Benny Davis, and this is from Jerusalem with Love. I want to welcome all our friends from around the globe, from United States of America, from Israel, United Kingdom, Ireland, Australia, Belgium, Kuwait. Welcome to the show, Kuwait. It's gracious that you're here. Brazil, Nigeria, Egypt, Malta, Romania, and Martinique. Oh my God, the Club Med in Martinique. My dreams. I wish I will be there soon. Guys, we miss you all. Listen, this years of Corona kept us visiting your places. Not that we had any money to do so, but, you know, even in the imagination, it's a good that might be an option. But anyway, it's a really great world, and we love to visit you all. So salute to you all, and I hope you are great. And Kuwait, remember, in the war, in the Gulf War, 1991, we stay put, in shelter, and we didn't respond to the Iraqi attack on you because we wanted, the unity of United States to be strong. So we didn't interfere to save you. And I hope that you got all your missing one back home. I know the Iraqi, as the Iranian, they take hostage and they never release them for 20 years. Like sometimes people forget that they exist, but they are in those, prisons. And it's really sad. We have some POWs are captured in Iran. Someplace a long time ago, we have the pilot, Ron Arad, that been missing, and they said that he'd been transferred. And I do hope he's there alive. For some reason, everybody is still thinking about him. And there is one rule of thumb in Jewish religion that if he's still in your hearts, he's alive. Because God doesn't let you keep memory of all the dead one because how could you survive? You need to recuperate and go on. Anyway, that's aside. I wish that all the POW come back, especially those that Hamas is holding in Gaza, something that need to be finished with if they want any reconstruction to be made there. I know that there is plan to reconstruct there. Too fast, guys, too fast. You forget the timing of war. You guys have to use your tools of diplomacy in the right time. There is a timing for everything. You cannot have somebody explode on you, a terrorist organization. Then you said, okay, ceasefire, now reconstruct me. You cannot do that because not just it doesn't make sense, you are the weak one. You're not the one who negotiate. You're not the one that run the show. They run your show. And that's why you have to stop it. And it's nothing that you want them to suffer more or you don't want to give them any supply. But hey, people have to pay the dues when they act out of the blue like this and they attack you. You need to remember that there is a rule of engagement in every war, and especially after war, and especially when they're planning a new war. So listen to this. Now, everybody has a vision for the future. We hold the Bible because Moses got it directly from God. So God Almighty knows what he's talking about, I guess, when he gave us the prophecy and we know what to do. And I kept some chapter from Deuteronomy today. So I'm going to read it to you later just to let you know what we, the Jewish people, have to do in order for us to stay on this land safe and sound. Okay? But if you talk about the imaginary future of the Muslim, the deal is like this. They've decided that in 2023, they're going to have a big war, start a big war. That's the prophecy saying, but they are planning for it, okay? 2023, there is a big war that will start over Israel. It will take a few years. In 2027, Israel will be gone, and they're going to take over. Good wishes. Now, there is another prophecy, in another religion, like the Christian religion, that said that we're going to build the temple and then it's going to be destroyed. This is not a right one, too, because our prophecy said that the building, the third one that will be built, God willing, it will be forever. Now, I will stick with my Jewish faith, and I will stick with the prophecy that says that at the end of the day, everybody will stop teaching war. And think about it. People are, in New York Times, what was it? New York Times just published a picture of dead children, some of them still alive, or some of the picture were recycled in other theft or other, accident. Very pitiful New York Times. Because if you want to have a picture of children, go to Africa. You see what happened, what Boko Haram did to all those girls, and how many still missing. Please don't try to use your force on the Jewish state, because there are, the children that got hurt, God bless their soul, they're in the middle of a terrorist organization regime, and they use them. and they're their family, and they chose them in election. And if they want to be reelected again as a terrorist organization, you can all blame them that they're still there. Because if a family keep their loved one near a bad environment, don't be surprised if they get hurt. Look at Ireland. Look at all the bad. No, Ireland got recuperated after Clinton moved in. But other people, in the slum, that they have very much bad livelihood, and many get killed. You don't publish them in the New York Times. But anyway, after more than 4,000 missiles got launched against Israel, okay? And people are holding us short and said, please stop, because we've been bombarding them from day one. You don't mess with Jerusalem. This is our capital, and this is the city of God, and this is the holy city to all the world. You don't mess with that. And we launch our attack back, a defense, in self-defense. And they never stopped. They've been bombarding us again and again. We've been into a shelter back and forth. I even have one of this transmission 2 weeks ago in the shelter, for God's sake. We've been waking up from those, and the children of the South are waking up every night from those attack, bombardment. And, those people that goes racketeering in the north of Israel or in the south of Israel, that the government of Benjamin Netanyahu just ignore him because he's so self-conceited to forget that there is a life except him. That we have a situation that is out of control, but they want to abuse it, get into a new government, and license all those bad buildings that they building out without the license. And then they say we're going to go back to the status quo of 2000, where the Jew on Temple Mount, where the Jew people weren't allowed to walk on Temple Mount. Now let me give you a reminder. 2000, the Camp David Accord got broken, okay? The Oslo Accord did break up. There is no Oslo Accord, but we're still keeping the line so we can negotiate more in the future, right? To keep people are people. We want peace. Because for the all matter of fact, when you tell us, we do that and we abuse that, the surrounding Arab people are planning to destroy the land of Israel, and the Democratic Congress wants to avoid giving us a defense mechanism for that. They want to help us destroy Israel. Now, tell me, what do you think is the idea of destroying another nation that just got up and give you all this incredible advancement of technology, beneficial to work, and especially when God tells you it's God, my people, and the people of Moses? Why you don't get it that we are here and we are not just stubborn? It's the rule of thumb. We're gonna live here until God decides that we are not. If we are not good, it's his opinion, God's choice. Yeah, nobody chose to kill us. You see, how many missiles that they launched were intercepted by Iron Dome? How many were landed in the end free zone? No place, because we have help. God help us. What do you think? We are those supermen or superwomen? We can intercept like every second? No, there was a God grace on us, because that war is wrong. That attack was wrong. And why they attack us? Let's see. Why they attack us? I don't know. They just want to take over Jerusalem. And Sheikh Jarrah, which I own some kind of, I invested in that, organization that bought lands from our people. I invested in it. I have the paper, guys, signature and all, 2002. And Sheikh Jarrah, if they don't want to pay the rent, they're going to be evicted. So what? This is not their business. This is a business of real estate. People are people. And tell it anywhere in the world. If people are sitting someplace, and because they are, we think that we are supposed to let them be because they are Arab, or, what kind of excuse is it anyway? Anyway, so Sheikh Jarrah started all, and, all TB and all the member of the Knesset that supposedly are Israeli member of Knesset, where they call themselves Palestinian, which in...
Hi, everyone. This is Andrea Simento from Jerusalem, inviting you to drop everything and join me on my show, Pull Up a Chair. We'll visit this week's quirky stories, meet fabulous guests, and discover my Israel. Together, we'll laugh, shout, and explain the topics that make us say, hey, we've got to talk about that. So get comfortable and pull up a chair with me, Andrea Simento, every Thursday on Israel News Talk Radio.
And we are back. It's Orly Benny Davis, and this is from Jerusalem with Love. I'm sorry I went off beat there, but sometimes when I get rolling, it's really hard to stop me. Now, I know that Egypt is doing everything in its power to negotiate with Hamas, but please make sure that your rules of engagement are clear with them, because they break the rules and do whatever they want at the end. So just watch for yourself and keep it going. You're doing a good job, and God bless you for the goodwill. And I know that there was a official visit to Cairo. Oh my God, Cairo, yes, and last week, which is amazing. That's a great thing. Anyway, guys, I saw some synagogues around the world, and I can't tell you how beautiful they are. In Romania, you have beautiful one. You have beautiful one in Serbia. You have a beautiful one in United States, of course. Italy, Belgium, you guys have a beautiful monuments. That's why I want to build one here. And what's the big deal, to build it? Now, of course, we want to build the Holy Temple on Temple Mount. But for some people, like the Arab Muslim, they think that holding the grounds make that you are owning it. It's like in Sheikh Jarrah. You don't own the place because this is our ancients' own land. Now, you can change the name of it, and, they call themselves Palestinian, a land that never existed because the Roman called it. But why they don't call Jerusalem Ilia Capitolina like they used to? They changed that the Jerusalem name too. But for some reason on Jerusalem it didn't stick. On Palestine it stick. Then they have that story that the Jewish people took the land from them. And what year exactly? Just give us the year that the Jewish people took from the Palestinian. What war was against the Palestinian? I remember that Samson was, in the Bible, fought against Palestine. That was different. In Gaza, yes, that's your home. Not a problem. We're not taking it back. It's all yours. Please make it habitable for those people. But all the rest, the land of Israel is the land of God, and he gave it to us. And there is a chapter that I want to mention it because it's really important. Because right now, the question is, if they're coming to destroy Israel from within, because those cahooting that the so-called Israeli parliament members with the so-called Palestinian, citizenship that they don't own because there is no citizenship to that land. that wasn't existing, and it's not existent. I don't know how to explain it to you. They took already Jordan, a part of our land, and we let it be. And most of them, 90%, 80% are Palestinians. So why don't you create a beautiful country like it's supposed to be? You know, it's a kingdom, but it's plenty of places to build a house and live in peace. But for some reason, people around us decided that they might come and get us again. And we know, we have this common, knowledge that we repeat to our children every so often, every time they come and get us. But God Almighty will protect you. So there, I'm sorry. So there they say why in the Holocaust God did not exist for them. And, there is a story that sometimes God turned his back on us. And he does that if we do wrong. And I cannot tell you, why people of the world, decide to destroy the temple, why God didn't help us keep it. But we know that the people of the Jewish people did not behave. That's why we went to exile. And then when they returned, they didn't learn the lesson. And we went to exile again, and the temple got destroyed. Not that there was holiness in there, because the Ark of the Covenant was never discovered there. But the idea is that now we are on the spot of the third building, because there will be a building. Okay, if you wanted, you cannot stop, the march of time. When people are back after 2,000 years, what do you think? You're going to stop them? So-called Palestinian, the nomads of the land. Yes, they are living there, but they were living there under the Ottoman Empire. And the Ottoman Empire got dismantled by the Sykes-Picot, by England, France, and Britain. Britain, England, and France. They decided that they're gonna, dismantle it, and nothing has to do with the Jewish people. The Jewish people didn't dismantle the Ottoman Empire. We weren't a part of it. It's a whole deal that was in different country. It was the British Empire that used to rule a large portion of the world, and that's how it comes. So when they decide to give us back, because we were, struggling Holocaust, yes, that was the sacrifice, that ultimate sacrifice that men can give, when to let the people understand that we need to come home, because we are not protected only on this land. However, this land is given to us in condition. And there is a part in Deuteronomy chapter 11, start with verse 8. And therefore keep all commandment that I command you this day, in order that you may be strong and come and possess the land which you are crossing to possess it. And in order that you may prolong your days on the land that Lord swore to your forefather to give to them, and their seed, the land flowing with milk and honey. For the land to which you are coming to possess is not like the land of Egypt, out of which you came, where you sow your seed and which you water by foot, like a vegetable garden. But the land to which you pass to possess is a land of mountain and valley, and absorb water from the rains of heaven. A land that the God your God looks after. The eyes of the Lord your God are always upon it, from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. And it will be, if you hearken to my commandment, that I command you this day to love your Lord, your God, and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul, I will give you the rain of your land, and its time, the early rain and the later rain, and you will gather your grain, your wine, and your oil. And I will give you grass in your field for your livestock, and you will eat and you'll be sated. Be aware, lest your heart be misled, and you turn away and worship strange God and prostrate yourself before them. And the wrath of the God will be kindled against you, and he will close off the heaven, and there will be no rain, and the grounds will not give its produce, and you will perish quickly from upon the good land that God Lords give you. And you will set this word of mine upon your heart and upon your soul, and bind them for sign upon your hand, and you shall be for ornament between your eyes. And you shall teach them to your son to speak with them when you sit in your house, and when you walk on the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise. And you shall inscribe them upon the doorpost of your house and upon your gates, in order that days may increase, and the day of your children, and the land which the Lord swore to your forefather to give them, as the days of heaven above the earth. For if you keep all these commandments, which I command you to do them, to love your God, to walk in his way, and to cleave to him, then the Lord will drive out all this nation from before, and you will possess nation greater and stronger than you. You see, it's all in the book. This is the books of Moses. Guys, this is the testimony of our promise with God, that this is the land that he wants. But it's a tricky land. If you don't walk with it according to rules of engagement of the Jewish people, you might perish. That's why I'm calling upon all the people of Israel to pay attention and remind all their children that we are the children of Israel. We're supposed to love our God with all our might. And those people in the government that think to sell out, I know Yair Lapid in his art, he cannot do that. And I know that you cannot give a hand to any other coaching with other organization that it's not Jewish for the Jewish people, because whoever is for the Jewish land or for God of Israel is welcome, is blessed, and he shall be here and lived upon us like brothers and sisters. However, the idea is we need to keep God's way, and that's the only way we can survive. And there is no way. That's why the Haredim are so stubborn, and that's why we are, clinging to religion so much, because so many times they try to take us away from it. And you get distracted sometimes, and you do okay, you don't care, but you must care. And today more than ever. So let's start with this new president with a blessing, with a good thing. Let's go to a break, and we'll be back after this.
Are you interested in transforming your life, drawing closer to the Creator, and uncovering the deeper meanings and hidden treasures in the Hebrew Bible?
Then join me, Rav Yitzhak Michelson,
And me, William Hall,
on the Science of Kabbalah, where we are seeking to narrow the gap between what we understand of our physical and spiritual worlds. So make sure to tune in every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Israel time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, here on Israel News Talk Radio.
Hello, I am Walter Bingham. If you want to hear the news behind the news and the true perspective on world affairs, then the Walter Bingham File is the program for you. We bring you interviews with the movers and shakers, political commentaries, and on-the-spot reports of events as they happen. All here every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Israel time, 9 a.m. Eastern time. And it's all archived on our website. Make it a date.
And we are back. It's Orly Benny Davis, and this is from Jerusalem with Love. You see, the people of God have God's rules. If you adhere to them, God will protect you, be with you, and nobody can mess with you. And trust me, I know. You know what it is to be in America when all these big shots and big strong people come around, and there was a terror attack on 9/11, and everybody say, "Where are our friends? How come we're not?" And you know, with all the victims that were lost that day, and all, you know, this weekend was Memorial Day, with all those incredible souls that lost in all those wars to protect the world. God bless their soul, and stand with America every day, because as American too, I was walking those days, you know, 9/11, and I was furious because I know terrorism, and I recognize it the second it did, the second tower, the second it, I knew it. So what happened? I had to walk that walk, and I hear that everybody's like in shock. So I'm trying to shake them up, and nobody. And there was an empty seat, run for Senate. So being in, you know, AIPAC, I thought that I was prepared. Of course, preparing in politics is only money, except whatever you know. If you know your stuff without the money, you learn nothing. So I ran for Senate because I needed a microphone. I needed to shake them up. And I was scared. But I knew that I'm walking with God because I knew I'm doing it for the right reason. I needed to help my friends. I needed to be an American. I needed to stay strong and help them through that, you know, incredible time. And I was, you know, I was shaking, but I knew that, you know, grace will surround you when you walk with God. Just remember that. Every time you are scared, every time, no for nothing, they always recite to you, if I walk in the valley of shadows, I fear no one, you are with me. Because God is with you all the time if you do the right thing. Don't count of it. You know, if you do the wrong thing. I know that there are like stories about thieves that pray before they go. It's like, okay, come on. Oh, I know that when I open a little shul, when they come and they enjoy my Torah lessons, we invited a lot of rabbi, but they would steal the books. And I'm saying, what kind of people wants to be close to God, but they steal the Bible, you know, the Torah that you listen. Of course, I can understand they want to take it home because they need to read more. Yeah, but you don't steal, you borrow and you return it. It's like my classes in the University of South Carolina. I taught a very good book of Mr. Eschel, the one that walked with Martin Luther King. And he says, it was, Man is Not Alone. It's a beautiful book, and I taught in class in the university for Orly, of course, for Orly. You know, I used to have a group of people listening to me on the Middle East that together with them, we were like 2,000 years of experience. And I would tell them. It's not something I didn't tell them. And they would say, be careful, girl. Anyway, I used to call them kids all the time because even that they're adult and they're old, they're incredible people. And I love them dearly. And I miss them in Sun City. Love you, really. Hilton Head, South Carolina. Miss you all. I miss the University of South Carolina. It was my home of knowledge. I'm so happy they used me to open the gates for more knowledge, and sure they deserve it. Anyway, so when you do God's work, you come around and you walk protected. And that's the rule of thumb. When you get up in the morning because your ego is so big, you pray. You better pray in the morning because your ego, if not, take over. And you don't want to meet me before I pray. Trust me, you don't want to. And it's just because the tigress is out there. And I need to keep her a leash with the prayer to remind me all that there is a God and He's the only shepherd that I have. no ego whatsoever. Then do something good, so you get some grace up with you. Okay, and then there is a grace, one grace, and immediately come another one. You have to remember, grace come in twos, and also sin come in two. If you do bad thing, another bad come. It's like a ping pong. I don't know how it happens, but immediately if you stop the car for somebody to pass, another one will come, and you will get two grace, and you get 2 points for you. And then your day become on the good side of the world. And that's where you see good occasion. Your mood is changing also for the better every minute, because you feel like the universe is with you. Come fight it, and you'll fight all the fighting thing that you want. You know, those people that get up in the morning and said, okay, who's killing it today? Those people, they surely find somebody, because not killing absolutely in the words, God forbid. I'm just saying, like talking bad or being nasty. It's really easy. Thank you, William. William in the chat room is such a wonderful friend to have. I appreciate everything that you say. God bless you. I really, really hope that that your life will be incredible and well. I know there are friends from America that I miss dearly that I hope to see this summer, if God will help me, because I've been spending all my time working for you all as collecting news and everything, but I volunteer. I volunteer full time because I know God's Almighty needs all my my attention to help everybody else. And sometimes I'm really oversensitive. I can relate to things and connect the dots that other people don't do. And I do. And I'm trying to help everybody. And every country that listens to me is my friend. And I want to help. If there is any news, I would, send it to you. Not a problem. Yeah, I'm here for you. The only thing is I do it for free for 30 years. I've been blessed with my husband used to own incredible development company that for some reason after my Senate everything was breaking, the 2008 crisis got us, and I had to go back and take care of my mothers and then my father, and then I am here in Israel. My goodness, and still very high ranking capacity, but no ranking position. So I'm still an American in Israel, and whatever time will come, to go back, God grace, or to help back, I'll be happy to come back home and help there. But meanwhile, while I'm in the Holy Land, I'm going to do my same thing that I do everywhere. I'll do God's work. And God's work meaning keeping Jerusalem safe. And keeping Jerusalem safe means that we need to start pushing the limit on anything that the Muslim wants to eliminate, like freedom of worship of other religion. And of course, they abuse the Christian women all over Bethlehem. There is no Christianity in Bethlehem anymore. You ask every priest. I know. I talk to Christian. There is the Christian Friends of Israel that I need to get Richard Ellman once those days on. Even Mort Klein that been active. Mort Klein is an incredible activist and been working on the right side of God all the time, even when he has a difficulty of talking. But, remember, Moses was also hard spoken. So it doesn't matter. Those people are incredible, and they help, one Christian, one Jewish. It doesn't matter. But as long as you do God's work in the right direction, and the right direction is to let us worship God. And if you let us send our kids every 18 years old, needs to spend 3 years or 2 years of her life to go and study and have a military experience, you mean that you teach us war. And because of you all that you want to fight us, we need to learn war instead of teach love of God. That's something you're all missing. You send us to the military, waste of time, waste of money, and waste of souls. Those souls are being tinted with war. And after there is the killing, what you accomplish? You think that you could still kick us from the land? I'm telling you, it's not happening anymore. Get a grip, and I want to salute all the continent of Europe. I really want to bless them to get over the coronavirus, and it will be over. And I'm telling it with all my heart because they stay on the Security Council of United Nations. They eliminate the vote against Israel, and I salute them for them, and I will pray for you, and I will bless you because you saw it right, because you saw what the Muslimity, the credible indoctrination to the to take over the world is doing. After they're gonna find the Chinese in their prisons, so I don't know what's gonna happen to them. But trust me, sometimes you're doing the wrong thing. Anyway, guys, we have to go. I love you all. Be good, be funny, be happy, be godly. God bless you all. Be well. Ciao, ciao.
If you love Israel News Talk Radio, then you'll love our Facebook page. We keep you up to date on what's happening in Israel, plus little surprise treasures that we don't share on the radio. Go now to follow us on Facebook. Just look for the Israel News Talk Radio Facebook page, and don't forget to subscribe and follow us by clicking on the like button. We post great stuff there that you'll want to share. Israel News Talk Radio on Facebook and Israel News Radio on Twitter.
If you're hearing this message, everyone else can too. Advertise with Israel News Talk Radio and get your message out to people. We'll build a personalized package for you. Contact advertising at israelnewstalkradio.com.
Straight talk from Israel. You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
Hey, this is Jake in Anchorage, Alaska, and I love listening to all the super interesting interviews and up-to-date information on what's happening in Israel.
Hello, this is Anna King, originally from London, now living in Israel. And what can I say? Israel News Talk Radio is my cup of tea.
My name is Bhaskar. I'm from India, and I love listening because you get to know the truth and wonderful voices from this lovely country.
Mom! Okay, wait a minute. Hi, this is Chava Dax, and I'm calling from the rolling hills of Malaya Dumim, just north of Jerusalem. I always listen to Israel News Talk Radio to get all the latest news and commentary and to keep me up to date every day.
This is Sarah Dax from Malaya Dumim, and I'm 12. I wish Israel News Talk Radio was boring so my mom wouldn't listen to it all the time. Mom!
You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.
News, opinion, and more. You're listening to Israel News Talk Radio.